Stephen, I guess the batting once again a worry, and I guess it's the nature of T20 cricket that you can get off to a great start, and you don't want batsmen to go to their shells. But I mean, is it a problem with the balance that maybe after losing 1 or 2 wickets, they just keep pushing too hard, and then you've got a massive collapse on your hands?
Yeah, it's a pretty fair assessment actually. There's a little bit of confidence as well. You've got a team that's batted first every time, which I think at the early stages of any tournament can be a little bit tricky. We got undone on the coast a couple of times, so there's a confidence issue, and there's also a technical issue, and there's also a mental issue. So there's a few things to work through. But you're right, it's the balance between still being aggressive and positive, and then weighing up the match situation, and we're just not quite getting that right. We've got pockets which go okay, but we've been bowled out 3 times in 5 games, so that would represent a pretty poor showing. We've got some players who are pretty cold in terms of form. And that happens, you tend to nick the first or second ball or down leg side, so you get a bit of a run of dismissals, which you need the rub of the green to go your way to get that confidence back. But saying that, it's 5 games in, we've won 2. It's a pretty close competition, so it can't be all doom and gloom. Even if you're bluffing it, you just got to keep going and look for that positivity. It often comes from individuals rather than a team. The group of batters at the moment is underperforming, and it's going to take a couple individual performances to break that, to be a circuit breaker.
Gentlemen.
Coach, with this short turnaround of matches, how do you fix these states, like you say, with technical and confidence and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's almost a case of just purging it and moving on. I think a press conference, which would be similar answers a couple of games ago, was almost like a goldfish where you just try and forget it and move on. And that's that part of the psychology of just bluffing the way through and making sure that you're as positive and as accurate as you can be next opportunity you get. For us now, it's a couple of days away, which is actually a luxury given the schedule. It's been pretty hectic. So a chance to get back in the nets, which is a bit of a quick fix for the players, and a chance really to get a bit of rhythm back because we were ice cold.
Yeah. Anyone else? Or
Can you perhaps tinker with the batting order, maybe change things around a bit?
Yeah.
How do you see it sort of playing out?
Well, it's about resource. You can't just tinker if you've got nothing to tinker with. So you've got to keep working on the players who aren't getting an opportunity at the moment. We lost one of our key overseas players right at the start who was a bit tired. And so that's left a bit of a hole. And unfortunately, the opportunities that the other players have been given haven't been taken yet. We've got some players still sitting there that we can work hard with, and maybe that opportunity will come. But you want to get into a situation where you've still got a semblance of game plan and not just hoping that a player's going to do well. So we'll train hard. You win a couple of games, you're back near the top. That's how close it is. So I've been in these situations a lot of times, and it's not panic, but it's just providing an opportunity for the players to bounce back. And resilience is going to be the key word.
Coach, how key is yesterday's template, because the top 3 provided runs in yesterday's work, and going to Pretoria, where you take pitch that requires the top 3 to again have provided the base of the runs. How important is taking yesterday's template and pushing it through for the rest of the tournament? Yeah,
it's everything. It's your top 3 win tournaments. They get the majority of the runs. Top 4 can probably squeeze into that group as well. But if you get a couple of hot hands at the top, then it just makes everything easier. You've got players who are coming in at the right time. What we are doing is getting players who are having to play a different role because the timing is too early. So when you select a batting order, you look at ideal times, and we've got some power from Gregory, obviously Ferreira and Shepherd, but not when they're coming in 6 overs. So there's a responsibility to get batters in at the right time, and the first guys that get there are the openers and top 3, so they get the opportunity to do that.
How key is finding patience, because it's clear that batting quickly isn't an issue. Yesterday you showed that you are able to gauge yourself in, then fire up at the back end. Today, a bit of patience was required for the starter scores, but one has seen.
Yeah, that's just game assessment, and then it comes down to batsmanship. We were bowled out, and I'll stress being bowled out 3 times in 5 games is unheard of in 2020. So it's the ability to absorb pressure, and it's something we've worked on right from day one, is trying to find our way to get out of trouble, and we're just not doing it. It requires courage and batsmanship, because often you're under the most pressure, but we're not absorbing that and then not able to counterpunch later on. We've got some good hitters if we can get them in the right spot. And if we find ourselves 2 or 3 down, we've just got to make sure we get through to the right timing for the others to come in. So take some time out of the game and just use good batsmanship. But unfortunately, we're just coming up short with that.